sort of reset himself, and good for him. We helped him through that, but the individual has to be able to find his game, and he did. So, like I said, that's critical for us, that those guys do their part, and they did a little bit more tonight than that.
Ty on the left.
This postseason, you've talked a lot about the Bergeron line and them getting going. 5-on-5 possession tonight. They had that great shift of third period. Is this the best they've looked, in your opinion, as a line?
Yeah, I think tonight was an excellent game for them. They got going game 4 up in Columbus. When you're offensive guys and you're players like those guys that put a lot of pressure on themselves to lead, both production-wise, effort-wise, details. If it doesn't go your way, there's a level of frustration. They're human. So now they break through the other night, and tonight now they're back to feeling good about themselves. And listen, you've seen them, Ty, around here. They're dominant when they're on, and they're very good even when they're not on. So if they start feeling it, it's a tall task for the other team. Now they're not going to win every battle, because the opposition has good players as well that go through the same. But those guys are elite players in the league, and yes, to answer your question, they were very, one of their, if not their best game, certainly close, and it came at a good time, and credit to them too to understand the situation we're in, and we're in the other night. It started the process of us digging out of a deficit.
On the right.
Over here on the loss, sort of along those lines, between the lengthy goal review tonight, where maybe nothing was visually evident, in the puck off the net the other night, moments that could have been turned into excuses your team has responded well to. What have you seen on the bench and, more importantly, on the ice that's prevented?
Well, we had a Matthews call too in Toronto. Didn't go our way in Game 5, so we had to dig out of that. At the end of the day, I think our guys are very resilient. On the bench, of course, you're upset with the call, but at the end of the day, most of the time, it's on those long ones, it's like, hey, whatever happens here, we got to be ready to go out of this face-off, whether it's at center ice or our end. And most of the time we are. I thought we bounced back well from that call. Scored the next goal, seemed to have it under control. Clearly we didn't. They made a couple of high-end plays, but that's our group. We're resilient. We've battled through a lot this year. We came back from being an elimination game on the road against a good team. We've battled through injuries all year to keep our position in the standings. So our guys are pretty good at that. Credit to the veteran guys in the room. And even the younger guys, we talked about their contribution. They're learning to play through this as well for young guys to keep their composure.
On the left. Sorry, front right spot. Go ahead.
Me?
Yep.
You talk about a level of frustration, so when Pasternak scores a goal like that, can that sort of turn his whole thing around? Does that happen on one goal from one guy?
Well, I think the goal, Game 4 or tonight?
Tonight.
I think Game 4, that goal was big for him. I think and the last one where he shot it. So clearly shooting the puck well. He had a few burps with it along the way. So we talked a bit about our power play today, maybe not getting into certain spots or trying to stay static and where he's comfortable. But obviously the goal off the rush helps him. I'm glad he didn't overthink it, shot it, went to net in the other one. So yes, I believe it helped. I think it started the other night. Now I also believe David was okay. Obviously, like everyone else, he's putting pressure on himself, but he's a good kid. He's a pretty even-keeled kid, if you get to know him at all. So he's always going to fight through it. He's not going to disappear. Took a huge hit the other night, bounced back, and scored right after that. So he's a competitive guy. But like a lot of scores, they need something good to happen for them generally to start the ball rolling, and happened the other night, continued tonight.
Fluto on the left.
Bruce, Columbus has a pretty good chances in the second period. How do you think it affected your team the way Tuukka was able to hang in and make the saves that he did today?
Yeah, we've had some second period issues managing the puck, and then you don't get the change on the back end. But Tuukka, listen, you don't advance without excellent goaltending, timely saves. We got it right to the last 15 seconds out of him. So second period, yes, he kept us above water. I think it happened the other night in Columbus as well. He was good in that period when we weren't as good. In the third period, we started checking well again, and were able to close the deal the way we've typically done it this year. So that is an area of concern with our club second periods. How to manage the puck better, put it in good spots, we get fresh legs out there. not lose 2 or 3 on the forecheck, 2 on the forecheck, 1 to a line change, and all of a sudden the odd man rushes start happening. That's something we'll address again, but easier said than done to fix.
Take one more, if there's one more. Porter, on the left.
With them dressing 11 forwards, they went really heavy on Panarin. It seemed like he was out there a ton. What was your? You already asked that question. Oh, okay. So you left. Sorry. What was the plan to deal with that, and how hard is it to deal with a guy like that when he's out there, quite a bit more than
Well,
usual?
if he gets double shifted, I don't think we hard matched tonight at all. We were confident with our 4 lines. The plan seemed to work till about 6 minutes to go in the game, whatever. Well, it's just up to the right Deeks. He plays his offside to make sure they account for him. He hides very well. That seam pass, we were able to take it away for the most part. The tying goal hit Brandon's foot actually, and he was responsible for that lane. He was in it, so we did a good job there. Just our forward didn't read off Brandon and close the play out to the point, unfortunately. So, listen, he's a high-end player. He's going to get his chances. If we can minimize the damage, we try to do that starting on the power play or our penalty kill. Didn't work out that way in Game 2 for us. We learned our lesson, so we've been, I think, much better at limiting his touches or how much time and space he's going to have. So, but that's the way it is every series. We dealt with Marner, Matthews. They're dealing with Pasternak, Marshy. It's just part of the game. And then when it all breaks down, you hope you're not hope, but you rely on your goaltender to make a good save, and he's able to do that a lot.
Thanks, everyone.